Well, guys, before I dive in, got a little surprise announcement. You're hearing it here first. We are really proud to be teaming with Charlie and Turning Point on a new documentary. It's called Identity Crisis. It's inspired by our groundbreaking documentary at Daily Wire from our very own Matt Walsh, who will be here a little bit later, called What is a Woman? I really believe that America right now is divided between what I like to call the lions and the scavengers. Lions are people who want to build things, people who are productive, people like the people in this room, people who believe they have the power to choose and to act in the world, and that they have duties in this world, duties given to them by God, duty to family, to community, to country, and to themselves to be the best that they can be. Lions believe that merit ought to triumph. And then there are the scavengers, and they've been in charge for a while. The scavengers believe that if you fail, it's probably somebody else's fault. They believe that all the systems that allow for success, for merit to thrive, that those systems are broken and must be wholly destroyed. Well, they were on the rise. For nearly 4 years, they were on the rise. And now the scavengers are on the run. They're in retreat. And that is thanks to you, and that's also thanks to Charlie Kirk and Turning Point, which have done such extraordinary work. So let's talk about the economy for a second. There's a whole school of thought out there that just wants to punish success, that believes that innovation is a sin, that believes that people like Elon Musk, by building rockets, is doing something deeply wrong, that Elon Musk, by building Tesla, is doing something deeply wrong. He has committed the great sin, which is to earn. His great sin is that he created great companies. That is a huge sin in their view. But here's the thing, businesses hate that sort of thing. So you end up with stagnation, you end up with inflation, you end up with lack of creativity. All of that is about to end. Free markets have been maligned in this country. They've been treated as something wrong, as sort of a man-made system that's jiggered in order to harm certain people at the expense of others, and that is false. Free markets are merit. Free markets are justice. Free markets are innovation, and they are dynamism. Free markets are what's gonna make all these young people rich one day. That's what free markets are going to do. The scavengers believe that it's the government's job to establish cosmic justice, that because all human beings are created equal before God, but we're not all equal in our qualities, right? I'm not going to be playing LeBron James in basketball anytime soon. And by the same token, I've read more books than LeBron James, which is to say more than one book. That because of that, the scavengers believe that cosmic justice must be established from above. The outcome should be the same for everyone. That is truly unjust. It is tyranny, it is evil, it requires discrimination, and it requires cruelty. Free markets say the opposite. They say that you get to invest in yourself, that you get to take those risks, that you rise or fall on your own merit. They also say that you have to do something for someone else before you get anything else in return. I've said before that free markets are a form of forced altruism, and that's right. Nothing is owed to you. You're not just given things in a free market. You produce, you make things. Life gets better. And one of the magical things about free markets are the opposite of socialism and stagnation that the left likes to talk about. Socialists like Bernie Sanders at AOC, career useless people, absolutely useless leeches on the ass of society. These people, they can turn gold into sand. They can turn prosperity into failure. Free markets turn sand almost literally into gold. Imagine the fact that everything on planet Earth, everything in your cell phone, everything in your computer, everything in Elon Musk's rockets has been present on planet Earth since the cavemen. Every single element has been present on planet Earth since the cavemen. What changed? Innovation changed. Dynamism changed because of innovation, because you got to keep what you made, because you got to sell it, because you got to exchange it. These are the principles of freedom and liberty. Because you owned your labor and you owned the product of your mind, you were able to actually create. You can take the same sand that's been on planet Earth for all of human existence, and you can turn that into the superconductors that power the military equipment that powers the American military, the greatest military on the face of the earth. And then there's the American dream. Now, the American dream has sort of been perverted in the United States over the course of the last few decades. But I think it's a pretty obvious dream. It's a dream to get married, to have kids, to be able to live in a community that worships the God that you love, to be able to build a business that you want to build and make that business successful and hire other people, to give charity, to stand up for your country. Right? These are all the things that are elements of the American dream. They were always the American dream. And yet we were told that the American dream is weird. We were told that all of this was weird. We are now in the middle of a normie revolution. Okay, because it turns out a lot of us are normies. A lot of us just want a quiet, good life where we build things and we get to engage in the greatest economy in the history of the world, and we get to live secure in our own place of residence. We don't have to worry about walking out on the street and being physically assaulted by someone. Okay, these are all very, very normal desires and very normal dreams, and that's the American dream. And the left had lost it in so many ways. The left had lost it in so many ways. Now, I remember I was in Los Angeles. I grew up in LA. I was in Los Angeles fairly recently. I left LA because LA has turned into a complete dung heap. It's just horrifying. And I went back. We went out with some friends. I go down the street with my wife, and we have our 24/7 security, which we need, unfortunately. And on the other side of the street, our friends go. They go about 3 cars down. A car pulls up right in front of them. 3 guys jump out of the car and immediately rob my friend and his wife. Okay, this happened like in a very nice area of Los Angeles. This is not normal. So now we have like 16 minutes of fun. Let's do some Q&A, because it's more fun. There's some microphones wandering the room.
Hello, Mr. Shapiro. My name is Ian O'Neill. First of all, I want to thank Mr. Kirk and you, because I used to be deep blue in my ideology, and I used to be a self-proclaimed socialist.
Well, thank you.
And my main question to you, Mr. Shapiro, is do you believe that Generation Z will be the next greatest generation of the United States of America?
So, we're going to find out whether Generation Z will be the next greatest generation. I got to hand it to my boys, the millennials. We showed up. But yes, I think that there is a backlash, and it's coming strong inside Generation Z. I think right now you're seeing a radical polarization inside Generation Z. It's incredibly polarized. But I do think that as the left continues to follow this pathway into nothingness, and as people get older, and as they start to get married and start to pursue actual purpose in the world, they will become more conservative. So I think there's every opportunity to do that, thanks to organizations like Turning Point and the hard work that the people in this room have done. I want to get to that question, but there's a girl over here who really wants to ask a question. So, hey.
How do you feel about them possibly implementing Bible teachings in public schools as a Jew?
Oh, okay. So the question was, how do I feel about people implementing Bible teaching in schools as a Jew? I think it's great. I think they should. So the Bible is the seminal document of Western civilization. You literally cannot be literate without knowing the Bible. The fact that everyone is treating the Bible as just sort of another document or as just a religious text misses the entire point, which is that all of America is built on biblical values, all of it.
Hi, Ben. My name is Grace Hosmonic, and I want to thank you personally for making me a conservative. I was a socialist and an atheist for 10 years, and because of you, the people of Day Wire, I became a Christian and a conservative. My question for you, Ben, is are you concerned like I am that the pendulum will swing in kind in 2028?
I mean, the answer is yes, and I think that everyone in the room should be worried about that, which is why we should work hard to make sure it doesn't happen. Yep. Right? I tend to be a worrier, and sometimes worry is the first step at actually planning for the countermeasure. Okay, the best countermeasure is going to be success. And as I've said before, when it comes to politics, politics is not just a matter of sort of sheer willpower. You actually have to have some give and some take, and it gets pretty ugly sometimes. There's a lot of sausage that has to be made. Okay, so I just want to finish with this note, guys. The future of the country is in this room. It's on both sides of me. It's these young people here. It's the people who are in the audience who are building the businesses and creating the educational institutions that are building the social fabric of the country. The future of the country is beginning right now. And 100 years from now, people are going to look back to this inflection point in American history, and they're going to say, wow, the American people, we kick ass. The American people are so great, and we are making the country great again. Thanks so much, guys.